So all my women who are currently in perimenopause, this is your word for today: somniphobia. I know you're probably wondering what that is. I didn't know what it was until I started Googling my symptoms. Somniphobia is an intense fear of falling asleep, and it is a common symptom in women who are currently dealing with perimenopause. And most women with perimenopause develop somniphobia because they're worried about not only falling asleep, but staying asleep. And I said to myself, it now makes sense, because these last several weeks have been so nerve-wracking for me, because I could not understand, why am I so afraid or anxious about falling asleep? Because I never had a problem falling asleep before. But now all of a sudden, I'm worried, I'm nervous, I'm afraid about falling asleep. It just did not make sense to me. So I know I said I was going to leave Google alone, but I started Googling some of these symptoms that I was having, because I'm like, okay, I have a fear of falling asleep. I find myself waking up a lot from sleep with my heart racing and feeling like it's about to pound out of my chest. And then when I try to calm myself down enough to try to fall back asleep, I'm nervous about going back to sleep. It just didn't make sense to me. As my niece would like to say, one of my young nieces, she says, the math is not math, and it didn't make sense to me. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, something has to be going on. And then I stumbled across this word right here: somniphobia, and it all makes sense. Because when you're in perimenopause, as we already know, our hormones are imbalanced. So they're all over the place. Well, that affects our ability not only to fall asleep like we are normally used to, but also staying asleep. And so I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I have got to figure out something, because I have an appointment coming up for hormone replacement therapy. And I'm sitting here thinking, what can I do right now to try to help with this? Because I literally thought I was losing my mind, because I'm sitting here thinking, who would be afraid to fall asleep? And coming from somebody who loves to take naps, who loves going to sleep, I could not understand why in the world I'm all of a sudden afraid to go to sleep. So I've resorted to, and I'm not proud of this, but I've actually resorted to taking melatonin tablets, melatonin gummies, just so it can help calm me down enough to where I can actually fall asleep and even stay asleep. And I mentioned this on one of my other TikTok videos, I even go on YouTube now, and I will purposely search for music to help calm my heart rate, music to help me fall asleep and stay asleep, music to help with anxiety, just to name a few. And there's so many different videos that will pop up on YouTube. Some of them are like 5 hours long, 10 hours long, and there goes the brain fog. That has actually helped me not only fall asleep, but stay asleep. And I know it's effective, because 9 times out of 10, when I put that music on, my husband will actually fall asleep in a deep sleep way before I even fall asleep. But yeah, I just figured I would get on my page and share this word for today: somniphobia, because I said, I know for a fact I am not the only woman out there who is in her late 30s, early 40s, because that's when perimenopause usually starts for most women. I know I'm not the only woman out here worried about or trying to figure out, why in the world am I afraid of going to sleep? Why? And now it makes sense. It's because we've developed such an anxiety about not only falling asleep, but also staying asleep. So I'm hoping when I go see my doctor in a couple of weeks for my hormone replacement therapy that there's something out there that can help, because me personally, I would rather not take a strong sedative or pill. Right now, I'm currently just doing melatonin and sleep sounds and music sounds. But at the end of the day, you have to do what works best for you. But yeah, somniphobia. Never heard about it, never knew it was a thing until today.